Good morning, Grand Rising, and welcome to your tomorrow that God granted to you because He kept you through the night. A fantastic and fabulous Friday! Woo woo! Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yes, Lord. Thank you for another day to be in the land of the living, and thank you for a Friday, the last day of the week. I don't know about y'all, but I'm glad it's Friday. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But it's good to be in the land of the living, and it's good to be here to see what else God would have me to do. Y'all, I don't know if you understand the severity of that, the magnitude of that, but we're here. We're still here, which means we still have a purpose and a plan. Get busy. Figure out what your purpose and your plan is and get busy, because God saw fit to wake us up, to start us on our way, to give us a sound mind and a spirit of peace, hopefully, or whatever it is. But you're up, you're moving, which means you have some work to do. So thank God for your early rising, and just thank Him for what He's going to do. Ask Him, Lord, what would you have me to do today? What would you have me to do today? Let Him use you. Let Him use you, and watch Him bless you abundantly, and watch you be a blessing to somebody else so that they can make it through. And that's the thing. That's the thing. We have a responsibility to love on people, to help them. And our whatever it is we do today could make the difference for somebody in their life today and beyond. So praise the Lord. Welcome back to AM with Kim. I got off on a tangent already. Welcome to AM with Kim, y'all. Welcome to AM with Kim. Thank you for my regulars who come and sit with me every day. And welcome aboard to the new people who are just joining this journey. This is AM with Kim, where I'm going to give you some morning motivation to start your morning and then hopefully carry you through your day so that you'll be all right. And then if you see so fit, circle back around this evening and hang out with me for a little bit. And I'll have something for you. And tonight is the Friday Night Funnies. Yes, because laughter is good medicine for the soul, y'all. If you can't laugh and you uptight, I need you to get your whole life right. Come on, we got to laugh. Sometimes you got to laugh to keep from crying. Laugh to will yourself through the mess. So here we are. I already digressed, but welcome back. And I'm going to try not to hold you long. It is not Kim's intention to hold you long, but I always say, Holy Spirit, have your way. Get out of the way, Kim, and let the Holy Spirit say what He needs to say through you. Yes, Lord, that is always my prayer, and that's what I'm going to say. And if it take me a few minutes or a whole lot of minutes, hey, here we are. So thank you for sitting with me. So grab your coffee, your tea, your smoothie, your protein shake, your oatmeal, your yogurt, whatever it is you're sipping on and chewing on, and sit with me for a few minutes. So if you're in your office or at your cubicle at your desk, sit with me for a few minutes. And if you're on the road, sit up, pay attention to the road, but turn up the volume, ride with me for a few minutes, and I'm gonna try to motivate you as I motivate me, and get us going on this Friday. So I hope you have awakened, refreshed, and revived, and renewed, and ready to run on to see what your Friday will be, because I am excited about life. Good God. Whew. Yes, Lord. So let's jump into this motivational moment, and I'm going to try not to keep you long. All right? Yes, Lord. Okay, so here we go. It reads, you stop taking things personally when you realize most people are just unhealed children in adult bodies. Is that not meaty? You stop taking things personally when you realize most people are just unhealed children in adult bodies. I'm going to tell you what. I have learned, and I use that. I keep that in the forefront of my mind and in the center of my heart so that I can extend grace to people. Because sometimes people say and do some stuff, and I scratch my head and I'm like, huh? But then I remember, they acting out of what they know. They're acting out of what they're used to. They're acting out of their experiences. They're acting out of their traumas and their biases. And y'all, it is so very, very important that we take the time to really sit down and do an analysis of who we are, where we've come from. What are some of the things that hold us, that keep us back? What are some of the mindsets and the ideals and the things that rule how we function that are keeping us stagnant, or we always keep running into roadblocks, or we're not growing to be the best version of ourselves that we can be? And it is because we have not addressed those deep rooted, some of them they're so deep and we don't even know they're deep until we sit down and we start allowing God to purge and really say, hey God, I want to fix this. I want to be better. I don't want to carry this stuff. That stuff gets heavy. It gets heavy, and the wilderness work is no fun. You're going to cry. You're going to be angry. You're going to want to say some things to some people who did some things that allowed you or made you to carry some of this stuff that you carry. But that's called, it's purging. That's the refining. That's the forging in the fire. And if you can do that, then you can start healing the unhealed child, so that as an adult, you don't have to keep carrying that stuff. And you know, there's a quote, I think it's by Frederick Douglass, where if we raise whole children, we don't have to worry about them being broken adults. And that has been my goal as a parent. You know, my child ain't perfect, and you know, and I haven't been perfect as a parent. I've skipped a couple chapters in the parent handbook. That was the Great Parent Handbook. I missed a couple chapters. I didn't get it all right. But what I did want to do, and what I always want to do, is to make sure that I'm raising a child who is healed as he can be, as whole as he can be, so that he don't go into his adulthood with stuff. Now, is his life perfect, and will it be perfect? No, but we gotta focus on if you're still raising children or grandchildren, that you're instilling in them, and that you're speaking life over them, and that you're exposing them to good things, and you're equipping them, and you're exposing them to Christ, and you're equipping them, and you're speaking life over them, so that they can grow up to be strong and whole adults, and that they don't have to come to their adulthood like most of us and sift through the mess, and then got to sit in the hurt, and sit in the abandonment, and sit in the trauma, and sit in the abuse, and sit in the lack, and sit in all of those things that we have experienced as children and as young adults and as teenagers, and as teenagers and as young adults. And now we processing that mess as older folk, because it's just been ingrained and deep rooted and deep seated in our spirit. And so now when we really address it, we gotta address it. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm not perfect, but I have done my wilderness work. Ooh. And some days I've cried, and some days I've like, wow. And as I was doing my wilderness work, some stuff came up and I didn't even know it was down there. I was like, wow. But glory be to God. Because now I address that why. And it was pulling up them roots, and bad roots. Pull them up. Because I don't want to carry unhealed childhood trauma and drama into my mid-50s. No. I want to live. I want to laugh. I want to love. I want to be whole. I want to be healed. I don't want to keep looking back, being paranoid, being in fear, thinking somebody gonna do me because that person did me this way, or think somebody gonna do this because that person did this. No. And so when you're dealing with people, you got to give people grace, because most people are operating as unhealed children in adult bodies. And I operate, and I try to, I'm not perfect, but I try to give people grace, especially when they come at you. And sometimes I'm like, for real? And 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, you send me a message or you say something slick to me, now I'm like, you know what? I wonder why. I wonder what their why is. I wonder if they know what their why is, and why they felt the need to do what they did, or why were they so triggered. And so I extend grace to people, because people are carrying stuff. So I don't take things personally. I try not to. And I do, sometimes it'll hit me initially. I'm like, did they just say that? Did they just do that? And I have to stop and sit back and shut up. sit back, Kim, and be quiet and try to entertain in your head what they might be going through. Because you don't know what they're going through and why they felt the need to respond or to initiate whatever it is they did towards you. And that's grace. And that's what God does for us all the time. So why should we not do it for each other? And so when somebody says or does something to you, when they act a certain way, don't be so quick to be reactive. Sit back, process, and ask yourself, I wonder what their why is. I wonder what their why is that they felt the need to come at me like that or respond to me in a manner that, because what I said, that it didn't require all of that. But you don't meet mess with mess. And you process it. And you're probably never going to have the answer to their why, because they have to have the answer to their why, because they might not even know their why. But you can pray for them. And you can sit back and you can shut your mouth and not be reactive, because when you react, you can't take back what you say or the harm that what you say or do causes the person. So if we're not reactive and we're proactive and we're really considering in our mind and our heart, what is this person going through? And why did they feel the need to do this or say this towards me? And you give them grace and you pray for them. And sometimes you don't even respond. Silence is a powerful answer. And then what that does is it diffuses. It diffuses that person. And then if that person is genuine and or if they're trying to be halfway decent, they can be like, I didn't get back from her or him what I normally get back from people. And then your response, your grace, your love extended to them, your prayers covering them, it's going to help them to get better. And they might not even know what you're doing, but you know you're being intentional. And so instead of popping back out after the mouth, boom, 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 with the text, ba, 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 with the email, sit back, shut your mouth, and pray for them to have peace. Pray for the walls that's around their heart to be softened. Pray that God will clear up any confusion that they might have, that he will help them to get to their healing and their wholeness. And when you start praying for people and you start giving them grace, the grace abounds for you. And you feel good in your spirit. And you, in turn, your energy and your love and your light is pushing off on them. And they don't even know it. And you're helping to heal somebody. And you didn't even have to say anything. You didn't have to verbalize anything. You just verbalized to God. And you extended grace to them. And you love on them. And you don't meet them with the same thing that they met you with. And something is going to click for them. And they're going to be like, wait a minute. And then if you're, Lord willing, if you're able and you have a connection with this person or these people or whatever else, and, sometime down the road later on, you might, if the opportunity presents itself where you can, you all can have dialogue about it, then that's another place of growth and healing when you can sit down and have adult conversations about things. But sometimes you just don't say anything. Don't react. That is where we have to learn to be our best self. Don't react. Be proactive. And proactive requires you to sit still, to sit back, to extend grace, to love on people, to be the demonstration of what it looks like to be healed and whole. Even if you're not 100% healed and whole, you demonstrate the best version of you, which in turn helps this next person or next people to try to be the best versions of them. Because if they see you walking and talking and your light shining and your example going, it's going to have an effect. It is. It might not be immediate. It might not be profound, but it will have an effect. Because if your light is shining and your love is loving and you are walking your walk and you are talking your talk and you are your energy is radiating, your aura is pushing out to the people around you, it is going to make a difference. They are going to change. But you can't push change on people. They got to get to change themselves, but you can be a change agent through grace and through love and through prayer and through being the example in human form of what Jesus looks like, walking and talking and loving and living. And when you can do that, you can forgive people more easily. You can extend grace more easily, and you can really change lives. You really can, by your example. And so it's going to take practice. It's going to take practice, but sit back. Don't react. Don't react. Just be proactive. And if you lead with love and you lead with grace and you go to the throne of God in prayer for those people, you are doing what you're supposed to do, and you are going to bless those people. You're going to bless those people, and they don't even know it, and you ain't even got to tell them. God will bless them. He will show them. He will lead them. He will guide them. He will build them up. He will renew them. He will restore them. He will heal them. And it will be, you will get a crown, a jewel in your crown, because you did what you were supposed to do to help them silently. And God is pleased. He is pleased with that. So let's not judge people. Let's not pop off at people immediately when they are not as good to you as you think they should be. Because, people operate out of their shortcomings, their biases, their traumas, their stuff. And it's up to us, the light workers, the love pushers, the hope dealers, to help the people get back to where they need to be. And they can't get to where they need to be in their unhealed, traumatic state if we keeping them there. If we're reminding them that they ain't nothing, and that we're meeting them in the same kind of mess. Because if we're meeting them in the same kind of mess, they're going to stay in the mess. But if we flip it and we meet them in love and in grace and in mercy and in prayer and in just being a good person, we're already helping them get to where they need to go. We're helping them take one step closer to where they need to go to get to their full-on healing. And God, He's doing it, but He gives us an assignment to do. He expects us to be His feet on the ground, His voice in this world, and His heart and His love in action. And that comes from extending grace and loving on people and meeting them right where they are, loving them in that moment, being the hope, being the love, being the light that they need to help them take the next step. And then you, guess what? If you can take the next step with them, then you keep on and you keep on. But it is up to us to not judge people and to not hold them in their shortcomings and the stuff that they're carrying, because we don't know what baggage. Everybody got some baggage. We don't know what's in their baggage, because everybody got luggage, and some people got big supersized luggage. Some people got to carry on, but we all have stuff that we're carrying. And if we can meet each other with love and light and hope and grace, then as we're pulling up our stuff, we're figuratively pulling up our stuff. We're taking the stuff out the luggage and we're just discarding it, and it's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And that big bag that you're carrying is going to become an overnight bag, and that overnight bag going to become a little backpack. And guess what? That happens because the light workers and the healers and the grace dealers and the hope dealers and the love dealers are doing what God said to do. Be good to people, meet them where they are, and help them to get to where they need to be. And you do that by being love. And sometimes being love means shut your mouth. Don't respond. Be proactive and not reactive. And then let God do the rest. But you have a part. I have a part. We have a part in making this world better. Because God said so. And we are supposed to be who He said we're supposed to be in this world. Because if they don't see it from us, how they going to see it? And some people ain't, I've said it before in other videos, some people ain't never picked up a Bible before. Some people ain't never had church as a thing in their life before. So we are the church. We are the Bible that some people are going to see and hear. Are you spreading the good news? Or are you being a part of the negative mess? Spread the good news. Spread the love. Extend grace. And work with people. Work with people and watch God bless you. He gonna bless you anyway, but watch Him pour it out. Good God, that's it. That's all, y'all. That's it. That's all. Go and just be fantastic. Be fabulous. Be good to somebody today. Be gracious. Be kind. Extend a helping hand. Do a good deed. And all those things don't cost you any money. They only cost you a little bit of time and compassion. So everybody, be good to somebody today. Be the reason why somebody smiles today. And I hope somebody makes you smile. I hope I made you smile this morning. All right. Yes. Just have a fantastic and fabulous Friday. Be better today than you were yesterday. And let God use you. And while you're walking and talking and going and being good to everybody today, don't forget to be good to yourself. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. So be good to yourself first so that you know how to be good to people in turn. Speak life over yourself every way, shape, or form several times a day. And then speak life over everybody that you encounter today. And then most importantly, spread love. Be that love and that light and the example of who Jesus is in action in live human form. And love on people. And let's dispel the darkness. Let's win some souls. Let's do what we're supposed to do to make this world a little bit better. Yes, and be a blessing to somebody today. Blessings are not tied to a budget. Blessings only require you to have a heart of love and compassion and the willingness to want to help your brother or your sister. Blessings can be small, they can be medium, they can be big. It just does not matter, but bless somebody today. Whew. And God will continue to bless you, but He will favor you and He will pour out and He will blow your mind. Yes, He will. Yes, He will. Yes, He will. So go and be fantastic and be fabulous and let God use you. Let Him use you. And that's it. That's all, y'all. So have a blessed and beautiful day on purpose. Don't forget me this evening, Friday Night Funnies. We're going to laugh. You can laugh with me or you can laugh at me. I don't care, but come on back and laugh together. All right? All right. Peace and blessings from my heart to yours. I love you. I love you. I love you. Have a blessed and beautiful day on purpose. All right. See you this evening.